Hello and welcome back to the channel. Last time I did a video about cookers, and there was one category of cooker that I didn't have in there, and that was flameless ones. Now, what's a flameless cooker? Most people will know it as these. They are ready to eat meal heating pouches. Simple enough. I think the MOD use them quite a bit. There is a bag, there's a sealing strip, you open the bag and there's a sachet inside which has something a bit like quicklime in it. You put your ready to eat meal in on top of the bag, and then you pour an amount of water in, and there's a reaction with the bag which creates heat, which heats up your meal. So that's how they do the military MREs, and this is a one-use system. Now, when I was using these, I noticed that you've got quite a lot of waste because the bag is not reusable, and then you've also got the sachet inside which is not reusable. So when I was looking around, I found something called the Barocook system, which is, it uses the same sachets, so it uses these sachets, but they're rigid boxes. So the boxes consist of two parts. They have an outer, which is where the pouch goes, and they have an inner, which is where your food goes. I did do a video on this last year. So you put the sachet in the bottom, in there, you put your food in here, and you put a bit of water on the sachet in the bottom, and then lock the top on. And the chemical reaction happens, and it warms up whatever is in the Barocook system. Now, they are predominantly for warming things, so they're heaters rather than cookers, but it does say it's an outdoor cooker. I did manage to boil some eggs in it last year, so that was quite effective. In their range they also have a cup, which is again it's a two-part thing, so there's an inner and an outer. It uses a slightly smaller one of these pouches. Same principle, the pouch goes in the bottom, put a bit of water in. This is filled up with water, which is you're going to drink. Put the lid on, the chemical reaction happens and it heats the water up. Now, again, last year when I was using this, it heats the water up hot enough to burn your tongue. So that's quite warm. Benefits of these are that they are reusable. So you just take them home, wash them, and then you're ready to go again. The downside to these is that if you're using the packaged shelf-stable MREs, ready to eat meals, then you really ought to take them out of the pouch to put them in here. So you do end up making a bit more mess than you do in the other ones. Anyway, when I was using these, it got me thinking, well, I wonder why someone hasn't made a reusable one of those pouches. Well, Adventure Nutrition did exactly that. So they came out with a reusable bag which still uses the same sachets, but you don't throw it away. You can put it in the dishwasher. It's silver lined, it has a steam vent in the back, and it has a ziplock top. The benefit of this one over the standard one is it's much bigger, which means that not only can you fit one meal in, but you can fit two in. So you can have one either side of the sachet. And it's reusable. So I was quite taken with that. I haven't used it yet, but I will be using it this summer, especially when you can't use any flames out in the woods because obviously of the fire risk. So I thought I'd quickly, well, there's one more thing. With these two, I find that a lot of heat with these systems, a lot of heat is lost going out of the bag. Now I had something delivered, I don't know what it was, but it was in one of these bubble wrap bags, and it's actually the perfect size to put the self-heating cooker in. So that then it gives it some insulation which keeps more heat in, which is much better. I thought I'd show you how these pouches work, just so that you can see the sort of reaction that you get. Let's see if we can set it up. You take the sachet out of the bag, and you don't do this before you're going to use it, and then you pour about 40 mils of water on. And I can see it's starting to react already. You should get quite a violent reaction. So that's what happens with the sachet. And then you would then put this in with your food in it, and the heat coming from this would warm it up. And that will carry on for about 6 minutes or so, by which time your food is mostly hot, and then you just leave it to carry on another 2 or 3 minutes, so it's got about 10 minutes cooking, and you've got hot food. But as I say, they say that they're a flameless cooking system. It's really a flameless food warming system. Now, I have used it with a curry that I'd cooked the previous day, and then I reheated it. It does get it up to 76 degrees, but it doesn't go much higher than that. Well, I hope you found that little short video interesting. These things, they're perfect for the situation where you're not allowed to have a fire. So if you were out in the forest somewhere on a picnic and there's a fire ban, you're not allowed to even have a cooker going, a gas cooker. So there's no naked flame whatsoever. These are perfect for that. The other thing that they're perfect for is stealth camping, because when you're stealth camping you don't really want the of a gas cooker, and you don't want the smoke from having a twig stove. You can obviously use the alcohol burner, and that's very quiet, very stealthy. This is a different way of doing the same thing. As regards cost, the Barocook Food one was about £34. I'll put the costs in the description so that you can see them, because they may well have changed. And the big sachets were about £1, and I think the smaller sachets were about 75 or 80p. The big bag was, I think it was £17. I'll put the accurate costs in the description for you, and have a look at it, see what you think, try it. Thanks very much, see you next time, bye bye.